Hello, everybody. Stephen Howson, Full-Time Devils, Adam McKola, Statman Dave, John Shin. We've got a dream team. We have got the most points in the point prediction game that no one cares about on screen with us right now. It's Bristol City preview. It's the League Cup. It's the big game everybody's been waiting for. I know you're all excited. I know you're all sitting here with bated breath. And we're going to get to some of your comments very, very soon. So make sure you put some really good, intelligent, thought-provoking questions in there and not just put some absolute nonsense in there, because we're not going to read the nonsense. We're going to favour the better ones. We've got loads of topics to talk about. We're going to talk about Zlatan. We're going to talk about Mkhitaryan. We're going to get through these lads' starting 11s, and then we're going to show everybody up because no one has a clue about Bristol City. A little bit later on, we're going to get our predictions, and then we're going to get, I don't know, out of here, and then we're going to go home and have dinner and stuff. Right, so let's get stuck straight into the first thing that we're going to, together. John's coming over, we're going Nando's. The first thing that we're going to talk about is 6'5". Tough. He's tough. Apparently. Is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, we've seen him on the bench, we've seen him coming off the bench. We haven't actually seen him being anything like the player that he was last season, and that could be that he's regaining his match fitness. Massive surgery to have at the age that he's had. Is this the sort of game where we can now rest Romelu Lukaku? He's got 2 goals in 2 games behind him. It's not a form thing, it's not a confidence thing likely with him. And is this the ideal game to bring Zlatan Ibrahimovic? John, I'm going to come to you first. What do you reckon, our kid?
Yeah, I think this is the perfect opportunity for Zlatan to come back in. I think towards the end of the season, and even up until now in December, we're going to have games coming in thick and thin, and we're going to need
thick and thin.
Thick and fast.
Sorry, it's a little early for me. Thick and fast. I'm sorry. I don't know, but anyway, my point is we need to get a second striker. We need to get everybody sort of in form and running. And I think Zlatan's going to be a crucial member of this squad come the end of the season. We're going to look at Zlatan definitely being a key contributor to this squad in one way, shape, or form, whether it comes on the bench or it starts games like this that aren't league games. And this is the perfect opportunity to slot him back in, get him some time, minutes. And Lukaku might, benefit from getting a few minutes off as well. He's been running his socks off, and we haven't really had that striker switch for Lukaku. So this might be a good day for him to get some rest.
Adam McKola, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, looking forward to this one. I thought I had a big think about the Zlatan one, and I would love to see him start in this game because we do need to start giving him game time now, and also because I think it's been nice to see him get 3 goals in his last 4 games, find a bit of his form again. But I think he needs a rest. I think we're in danger of playing him too much and him picking up an injury. We've seen a few injuries to other players, and we can't have one to Romelu Lukaku. He leads the line, and even though he has been criticised an awful lot over the last couple of weeks, I think his work in terms of working defenders, getting in between fullbacks and centre halves and running the lines and all that, I think his work has been a lot better in recent weeks. So give him a rest, I think, is the main reason, and bring Zlatan in. We're seeing him do all this stuff with agent decks and all that, but we ain't seen him do nothing on the pitch, and we're paying him. So let's get him out there. He's fit, apparently, so let's get him back in.
David, what can Zlatan realistically offer us towards the end of the season?
I think it could be a massive impact. I think you think about the games that he could get involved with, the cup finals. We saw him in the League Cup final last February. He just ran the show. And that's the impact of Zlatan and what he can have on this Manchester United team. It's that influence, and it's something that maybe Romelu Lukaku doesn't have yet in his career, that ability to really step on the pedal and really sort of take control of the game. Lukaku's played more minutes than any other Man United player this season, 2,257 minutes. So I think it could be time to give him a bit of a rest. And considering the games that are coming thick and fast over Christmas, it's probably the perfect time now to go, let's play Zlatan. Maybe let's throw Martial next to him because Martial came off the bench at the weekend. Let's play that as a 2 and let's see what they can do together. And I think it's all about getting Zlatan a bit fit because for me, he's not really looked that good when he's played. He's looked quite slow in possession. He's looked a bit aged in a way, what we didn't really see last season. He looked a little bit more dynamic last year. So I think the more minutes you may get back to that right level of Zlatan, and that is very important for impact in the back end of the season, in the Champions League, in the FA Cup, in the League Cup.
You lads, let us know what you think as well. We'll come to the comments pretty soon, so get your comments on the Zlatan thing, and we might find some of them in the old thingy in a bit as well. The next one we're going to talk about is Mkhitaryan. So Zlatan was asked in the press conference, is he playing? He said he can play. which doesn't really give us much. That was embargoed, one of the questions that was asked.
Zlatan making these decisions now, Steve.
Who did I say? Sorry. I've got Zlatan on the brain. Jose, not Zlatan, although I'm sure Zlatan probably does give press conferences as well. Jose said that Mkhitaryan can play, and Zlatan's give his permission, so it's cool. But he doesn't know that doesn't really tell us if he's going to play. I mean, saying he can play means nothing, does it? Anyone can play. Does it mean they're going to?
I can play.
You're not registered. Do you think we're going to see Mkhitaryan play? Is it the end of the road? There are talks of bust-ups. There's talk of transfers being given the green light to Inter Milan. There's a lot of talk about Mkhitaryan, and he's been nowhere near the bench. And part of that might be because of how well Jesse Lingard is performing. But I think part of that has got some underlying issues. Adam, what do you reckon's going on here?
What did you say? Is it the end of the road?
Well, are we going to see Mkhitaryan? Is this a game that's a chance for Mkhitaryan to get a bit of resurrection?
Oh no, I just wanted an excuse to sing some Boys to Men, but
hell yeah,
he just kept talking, so missed out on that one. Mickey, it feels like it's the end of the road for him. We belong together. It does feel like it's the end of Mkhitaryan, but he's got talent, he's got skill. Mesut Ozil signed a new contract. Jose may have been thinking, let me go and get Mesut Ozil. Let me sell Mkhitaryan. The club seemed to want me to raise some of my own funds. That could have been an option in his mind. Mkhitaryan has the skill, he has the ability. But let's be honest, in his career at Manchester United, he's been in a dip of form rather than in form more often than not. He's always looked like a player that is a game away from being dropped or a game away from being just left out completely. And it's a sad one because he really is a talented player. He's got the ability to make goals, score goals, as we've seen. But even earlier in the season when he was scoring goals and making assists, it was usually a case that he was just popping up and creating some little bit of magic. But throughout the game, he had generally been poor. So it's a strange one. It's kind of unfair to see him just completely disregarded. But then he was given so many games when he was playing poor, and Jose just kept selecting him and kept selecting him. So I don't know whether Jose had kind of give him the rope, to, as you do, or he's going to keep, I don't know. What would you guys do? Like, from personally, because even for me, when I think about it, when I try and take off my Jose Mourinho hat and put my Adam hat on, and when I try and think about it, I think, what would I do with Mkhitaryan? Because he is a little bit of a conundrum. Yes, he is this fantastic player, but we don't get it enough. And we need someone who's going to deliver more consistently. Juan Mata has done that. And in recent weeks, Hesse Lingardinho has done that as well. So you can criticize people all you want, but when they're stepping up and delivering more than the players that you would assume they've got more talent than, it's only right they left out the team, man. But it's interesting with Mickey. I don't know. I honestly don't know whether it is the end of the road.
Dave, what do you reckon could have caused this breakdown of trust, which is what the BBC are calling it, between Jose and Mkhitaryan?
It makes me sad, Howson. The breakdown of trust between an elite manager and an elite player. I think whatever's happened, whatever there's been a bust-up or whatever, over an analytics chat, I have them with my colleagues. The things happen, but just one of these things where he's a real good player. He's a real top player, and I think that
Dave, you haven't got a job. Stop pretending you've got a job.
I think that we need someone like Mickey on the counter-attack, especially. And we saw how he was uncutting teams at the back end of games, and we've lacked that. We've lacked having that a sort of score in the last 10 minutes. We're not scoring as many goals in that period, and that was because Mickey was really involved in the break, either carrying, either playing the final pass. That was so important for Man United, and it is a bit of a shame that maybe he's on his way out, and I just disappointed. I'm a little bit upset. It's another one of those Shinji Kagawa moments where a player that I've been watching in Europe moves to Man United, then he plays for flaming David Moyes, and that's it.
Dave, right?
Adam.
I know you're playing a lot of Football Manager at the moment, and I mean a lot of Football Manager. And I know his mates with Dave. He's getting a text about who he's buying and what he's doing. And how like today, he's told us he's doing absolutely nothing apart from trying to win a Champions League. Right, that is what he's doing. You can't say that you've had a fallout with your analytics staff because of what happens on Footy Manager, Dave. It's not real.
To be fair,
it might feel real.
I had to clear them out, mate. Start of this season, I cleared them all out. I sacked them all. Not good enough. Sorry, lads. There's the door. Get out. So I did a Mourinho.
John, what's going on with Mkhitaryan, and do you think we're going to see him tomorrow night?
I think we'll see him feature. I mean, especially in the current state of form, and with the injuries and with the games coming thick and fast, Jose Mourinho is definitely going to need some of these legs to get some rest. And Mkhitaryan, unfortunately, whether it be unfortunate case for Jose Mourinho, we're going to see Mkhitaryan feature. Now, is that sort of a sign or a glimpse of hope for Mkhitaryan's future? I don't know, but it's very interesting to see that Mkhitaryan's sort of been like ousted from the starting 11, let alone the bench. So I believe Mkhitaryan does possess the qualities, but I think Adam was sort of spot on. His point regarding Mkhitaryan being more out of form rather than in form, I think that's a massive issue. And it's not one season that Mkhitaryan's been here. It's been his second season or however long he's been here that he hasn't been able to turn up. And we expected him to sort of come and not boss it, but we expected him to come and sort of display a set of qualities that we did see him flourish while at Borussia Dortmund. So it's a sad situation, but hopefully I'd like to see him stay and sort of get himself back to where he was at his best, but I don't know if that's going to be the case, especially with BBC reporting things like this, that fallout and things of that nature.
It feels like a massive open secret that Ozil's coming in January or the summer, and I think that definitely signals the end for Mkhitaryan. Whether he plays against Bristol City or not, I definitely think that whatever's happened, Jose's mind's made up, and I don't think you'll see him and Ozil and Lingard and Matt are all in the same team. I think that's far too many players that play in the same kind of positions.
All of them. Ozil, Di Maria, Mkhitaryan, Kagawa. They're going to come and go, and Lingard's going to be stood there with medals and medals falling out his arse.
Right, we're going to go to a quick 30-second ad break. There you go. Go buy some of that. Keep the channel going. Right. Clayton Schultz in the comments has said, don't rest Rom yet. Well, if you're not resting him for this game, we've got Leicester on Saturday and I think Burnley on Tuesday. At what point do you want to throw a rest in there for him? Because I still think we have to keep the pressure on City because there's going to be a wobble which we could take advantage of. Probably going to be too much for us, but I wouldn't throw away the league just yet. Robin says, a fully fledged 3-4-3 attacking formation to prove what we hold in the bag. These are no mugs, by the way. And we'll get into that in a second when we start talking about Bristol, but these are no mugs that we can just turn up and steamroll. Siva says, Stephen, got to play Lukaku to build his confidence. Really want to see Lukaku, Zlatan and Rashford. You might see that, to be honest. You might have a chance of seeing that, but I think he probably does need a rest. Like Dave said, he's played the most minutes. Sopan says, play Pogba for 60 minutes so he is fresh for Leicester. That's something that we've not touched upon. Pogba is now available for this game. Do you think he's going to play? Not going to go around everybody, but you guys let us know in the comments. Alex Thompson says, part of the bus, Manchester United. Obviously.
Bus.
Jimmy Chalmers says, hope Gomez and McTominay, even Tuanzebe play. I'd be very surprised if Gomez plays. He's got a knock at the moment, I think. So I don't think he's going to be anywhere near the first team just yet, just because he signed his contract, although you do occasionally see that. Someone signs a contract and gets rewarded with a place on the bench or a start. McTominay probably has deserved a start in a game like this. Tuanzebe, I think this could be the time that you do try Tuanzebe, but he's not going to. I don't think he's going to make massive wholesale changes. I don't think. You know how much Jose Mourinho loves the League Cup. It isn't something he takes lightly. Right, we're going to get into the starting 11 predictions, and we have got an absolute neck and neck finish going on here. We've got McKola is on 64, Dave and John Shin tied at the top on 66 points.
Wait, whoa. When did that all happen?
Part the bus, out of McKola.
Right then, and everybody else is well off them. I'm on 37, but I've only been in one preview, so I'm mint.
Lions,
So, we're playing Bristol City. Give us your team. Adam McKola in third place, languishing. Do you want to give us your starting 11 for the Bristol game, please, brother?
Yeah, sure. I WhatsApped it to Chris earlier. By the way, guys, if you got WhatsApp and you ain't got Chris on there, what you doing? His number is, if you want to add him,
Tweet me, I'll give you his number.
+44 774. My team is Romero, Tuanzebe, Lindelof, Rojo, Jones, and Shaw. That would be 3 centre halves with 2 wing backs, Tuanzebe and Shaw. Tuanzebe played 90 minutes against Swansea, wasn't involved for the 23s against Leicester. Unless there's a problemo there, you'd think he's going to start or be involved tomorrow. Then I've gone with McTominay and Pogba. So the 3 would be Lindelof, Rojo, Jones. The 4 would be Shaw, McTominay, Pogba, Tuanzebe. Mata, Marshall, Zlatan. How about that? We like it. We're having it.
I just need to see
You having that?
I didn't get that. How's that lining up? All right, okay. I see what you're doing.
3,
John,
4,
do you
1.
want to give us your starting 11, please, Arcade?
Yes, sir. So I know Jose Mourinho is not going to do 2 things. He's not going to play 3. I know he's not going to do 2 things. He's not going to play 4. He's not going to play 4 at the back. He's going to play a 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 system. And I know he's not going to play a 3-man midfield. So what I did was exactly the opposite. I went with a back 4. I started Romero in goal. I went with Shaw and Darmian as my fullbacks, with Smalling and Lindelof as the central partnership, with a 3-man midfield of Pogba, Herrera, and McTominay. I don't know how they're going to line up, but they're going to be the 3-man midfield, with Martial on the left, Mkhitaryan on the right, and Ibra down the middle. Now, I know Jose Mourinho's not going to play this because he doesn't, I don't know, for some reason, one way, shape, or form, he doesn't like the 3-man midfield, but I don't know, I wanted to add some flavor into the preview, so I went with a 4-3-3.
I like it. I wish we would play a 3-man midfield. And now Pogba's returned, and we've got other players returning, and he can have another midfielder on the bench because that's how he likes to rock it. Maybe that's a possibility now. I don't know. I won't mind seeing that, though. David, we haven't got your graphic because you sent it to the team about 3 seconds before we went live. So, what's your starting 11,
apologies
please?
to the guys. I woke up 10 minutes before the preview, so I forgot to send my team in. But my team goes as follows.
So Paul Knight,
I'm going for points.
that, innit?
Points, yeah, exactly. I'm staying up until like 6 in the morning, smashing out Dybala, scoring goals, linking with Jess Lingard. It's glorious. But anyway, moving to my team, we've got Romero in goal, back 3 of Lindelof, Jones, Tuanzebe, a 4 of Ashley Young, McTominay, Pogba and Shaw, Jess Lingard behind Lukaku and Anthony Martial. And that is to win the points. I think Lukaku will start against Bristol City and we'll all be very frustrated.
I'm surprised that you've picked Young because I probably see him as one of Jose's first choices at the moment. And I think with Valencia being injured, this is the sort of game he's going to bring Darmian into to protect what he sees as his first choice. I do think Shaw deserves a chance, though. I'd be pissed off if Shaw doesn't get an opportunity this week after his performance last week. Right then, let's talk about Bristol City. Now, Bristol City beat Leicester 4-1 in the last round, and Timbo played.
Palace.
Who did I just say?
Leicester.
Did I say Leicester? All right.
Zach Howson, Man United.
Through thick and thin. Right. They beat Crystal Palace 4-1 in the last round, and Timbo played. Doesn't play for Leicester. Why was I thinking Leicester? I don't know what I was thinking Leicester for.
You got him next.
Oh, that was why. These are no mugs. They're third in the Championship. They're doing well. David, who do we need to be looking out for? What is the threat?
I think there's a few threats on the side. I think they've set up really nice in a 4-4-1-1. They're very disciplined. Lee Johnson's regarded as one of the best young English talents as managers in English football. In a way, it's Gareth Johnson's son, Gareth Johnson of Yeovil of Bristol City himself. So he's in really high regard and he's done well with this Bristol City side. They're very defensively very strong. So that's something that United need to be aware of, exposing themselves on the counter-attack. In terms of guys, Bobby Reid is their top scorer and Jamie Patterson is their top creator. So that's the number 10 and the number 9. So they're combining quite well together. So breaking up that flow and dealing with them. So maybe Mourinho will play a 3-man midfield just to deal with Jamie Patterson at 10. And that's the threats of Bristol City for me.
They've been playing 4-4-2, but I definitely don't think they'll be playing 4-4-2 against United. They played 4-4-1, 4-1 a couple of times, and also 4-5-1 a couple of times this season. John, what do you think? What do we need to be looking out for?
I'm not gonna lie. I tried so hard to figure out what I can sort of dig out from Bristol City, but I really couldn't. I didn't have the time to figure out Bristol
John.
City. And, yep, no worries.
Adam McKola, talk to me about Bristol.
When we got a team like this, we should get John to get just like 5 interesting facts on Bristol.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, break it up a little bit. I think...
What's the GDP of Bristol?
Statman Dave mentioned their top guys already, that Patterson and Reed.
Favourite sausage roll of Bristol?
They're a very good side, yeah, Bristol. They've only lost, I think it's 2 games out of the last 20 odd.
Oh, right. They've lost 3 in the championship this year.
Is it?
Yeah, but they are third, so they're doing all right.
They're on fire, Bristol City. They're going to be one of the teams that are either there or thereabouts for automatic promotion. If not, they'll definitely be in the playoffs. And it'll be interesting because when they played Palace, they didn't play Patterson, and I don't think they played Reed either. They rested a few players. Patterson came off the bench. I wonder if they'll do that against United because it's a big opportunity for them all, isn't it? So it'll be interesting how they approach it. Will they rest players? Will they play a strong team? They won't play 4-4-2. If they do, happy days. But it's going to be a difficult game. But if we can get the first goal, it's not going to be a piece of piss. Because at the end of the day, it's still championship, innit?
It is still championship, and they do concede goals. I don't think they've kept a clean sheet in a while. So I think there's a definite chance for United to... I think this is because they play 4-4-2, and they play it like quite a traditional 4-4-2, where they kind of flood forward with the ball with a little regard. That's why they score a lot of goals, but they do concede goals when they do that. We just had a little bit of breaking news come through, literally this second. And I'm not sure any of you guys picked him. I don't think you did. And that was Fellaini. United can't find the root of his knee injury. So...
No!
We heard
that's according to ESPN. That's just been breaking. That United can't find the root of Fellaini's knee injury, so we've got no idea on when his return is. And obviously, Michael Carrick's a bit of a mystery. He could be a player that we see suddenly thrust into it after his heart issue he had, wasn't it? So hopefully he's on the road to recovery and going to be playing soon. Right, it's time for the score predictions.
United player, by the way, in their team.
The what?
Does anyone know who it is?
I didn't hear what you said.
Bristol City have a former United player in their team. Does anybody know who it is?
No, I don't.
Luke Steele.
Oh,
yeah.
Just playing goal. Not a lot, but he did. He's in goal for them.
Right.
Facts, Adam. Top facts, mate.
John, what is the national dish of Bristol?
Gas.
Cheese and pickle
Gas
sandwiches.
and chips.
And an iron brew. Right, so give us your score predictions, please. Adam, let's start with you. What score do you reckon?
Bristol is the gas city, isn't it? Or is that another city?
It is.
It is.
Yeah, hold on, mate.
All right. In case it was a different city and I just look like a total bell. I think they'll score. I think we'll win 3-1.
John, in your best Bristol accent, what score is it going to be?
I think it's the wrong person to ask that kind of question, but I think we're gonna go 2-1. I think it's gonna be a tight game.
I'm going to give you a 0 out of 10 for that Bristol accent. Dave, what is your score prediction, brother?
4-0. Game over. Man United are going to park the bus again. Simple. Clean sheet.
I actually fancy 4-0 as well. I think, despite the fact that I'm not underestimating them, these are a team that definitely could go for us. I just think that this is a competition that Jose Mourinho takes seriously. I think these are a team that Jose Mourinho is going to take seriously. And if we take them seriously, there's no competition. We're miles better than them, and it's as simple as that. So you guys let me know your team predictions in the comments. Do you think we're going to see any youngsters promoted, given an opportunity? Callum Gribbin scoring last night for the under-23s. Is he knocking on the door? We've got Angel Gomez recently signed a contract. Tuan Zabi absolutely battering the door down to be given an opportunity. Score predictions, team predictions. Are these any sort of threat to us? Who have we missed? What's your favourite thing you've ever seen in Bristol? And we'll see you in the next one. Laters.